All right, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us. We are just about ready to get started. We're going to give everybody a few minutes just to get in. I know a lot of people are finishing up classes or personal training sessions or, getting back from lunch. So if you're waiting right now, just go ahead and do us a favor, drop in where you're from, what your gym name is, and we'd like to welcome you to the webinar today. Hi, Michael. Welcome. What gym are you from, and where are you guys located? Looks like we got some more people trickling in, so we'll give everybody just a couple more minutes to hop on. DCX Fitness Studios in Fort Lauderdale. Welcome. Is it Métis? Is that how you say that? Pronounce that? Hey, Mark from Deer Grand Blanc, Michigan. Next Five Fitness. Oh, good to see you, Mark. I know you were on my Tuesday call. Welcome back. Awesome. Welcome, Stacy. What gym are you from? Where are you guys located? So, hi, Terry. Yoga studio called Hot Yoga Escape in Ohio. I need to do some hot yoga. It's been a while. It's one of my favorite ways to recover and obviously get a great sweat in. Feel really good after that. There's one of my favorites, Sharon. Nice to see you from Tosh Wellness. Good to see you. Hope things are going well up there in Chicago. Revolution Martial Arts in Swarthmore, Pennsylvania. Welcome, Michael. Hey, Nick from LWCF in Kirkland, Washington. Welcome. Jen from Community Fitness Granbury in Texas. Jen, I think you've been on a few of these before. I recognize the gym in your name. Hi, Alondra. I think I pronounced that right. Hopefully I did. Apologies if not. True Action in San Leandro, Leandro, California. Welcome. And Stacy's from Yoga and Fascial Stretch Therapy Studio. Welcome. Good to have you guys. If you're just joining us, we're just doing some brief introductions. So pop in the chat where you're from and what your gym name is. And we're going to go ahead and get started in just one more minute. We'll give one more minute for people to jump in. Welcome, Megan from CrossFit Utah Valley in Orem, Utah. Awesome. Man, we have a good blend of people from all over the states. That's great. I haven't seen anybody from international or Canada yet. So if you're from overseas or a little north of us, jump in the chat. Hi, Lisa from Evolve Strong in Albuquerque. Welcome. Ben from is it Ryu Pa Martial Arts in Stewartstown, Pennsylvania. Welcome. Nice to have you. Danielle from the Dragon Gym, all things coaching, meditation, yoga, sound healing. What is sound healing? That I haven't heard of that before. I'm really quite curious. So post in the chat a little details on what that is. I'd love to learn more. So welcome, Neil from Kansas City, Kansas. Oh, great. I'm in Columbia, Missouri, so just about 2 hours away from you. Welcome. Got another Mary Ann Smith. Welcome, Mary Ann from Mantra Yoga in Lake Charles, I guess, Louisiana. And Wayne from CrossFit Crown Town in Corona. Welcome. Oh, there we go. Dale from Caledon, Ontario. Welcome. There we go. Now we got some international representation here. So fantastic. All right, y'all. Well, we are going to go ahead and jump in and get started. This session will be recorded, so you guys will get a copy of this after. It'll be either sent this afternoon or first thing tomorrow. So if you need to drop off for any way, we have a lot of content we're going to go through, drop a lot of great just pieces of content for you to take with you after the session. And we only have about 30 minutes. So we're going to run through this pretty quick, give you guys some really cool insights and tips and showcase a little bit about what we have going on here at Zen Planner. So with that, this session is titled 5 Ways to Grow Revenue, Improve Your Brand Now, all in 2024. And we'll do some brief introductions. I'll go ahead and go first. My name is Mike Wiest. I'm here on the marketing team at Zen Planner. I'm a 10-year former gym owner. I owned a CrossFit facility here in Missouri. And I've been able to work with a ton of gyms all over the world over the last gosh, it's been 10 years. But on the software side of things since 2017. So excited to have everyone. And I'll let Nick introduce himself, and we'll get rock and roll in the presentation.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So my name is Nick Lindauer. I'm out of Bastrop, Texas. I do not own a gym, or nor have I ever owned a gym, but I'm a very good gym member. I've got 20 years experience in digital marketing, so I really specialize in helping gym owners with their websites, everything SEO, digital marketing, anything related to Google, Facebook, social media. That's where myself and my team come into play and can help everyone out. We really enjoy working in the gym space quite a bit because there's a lot that can be done with some very easy bins. So, excited to be here.
Awesome. Okay, so just a quick look at what we're going to cover today. We're going to focus on some 5 key areas of things you can do in your gym in 2024 here in January, really to get your gym up and running. And, right now we know people are starting to get into fitness. It's that time of the year, new goals. So we're going to cover how to win back lost members today. I'm going to give you a playbook to run that you can run while we're on this call, and you're going to get old members back in the gym. How to build reputation, how to accelerate your lead conversions, create some brand stickiness, and really important, retain more revenue. So with that, Nick, it is me on this first section. Here we go. All right, so let's talk about how do we win back lost members. Well, lost members, people who have left the gym for a variety of reasons. I used to see at my gym, typically that November, December, people wanted to put their memberships on hold, or they canceled for whatever reason. Sometimes there's controllable things like, hey, I just can't find the time. Well, a lot of times it's making the time, prioritizing the time, right? And then there's other reasons that are uncontrollable, like somebody moves away. Well, you know what? In 2024, you can do different types of training digitally, not as well as in the gym, right? There's so much access to providing that service. So here's the quick playbook and how you win back former clients. First, you just want to grab your list. Anybody that's been in the gym for the last, or has left the gym in the last 2 to 3 years, that's a great list to start with, but you can go back into your entire history if you have all that data in Zen Planner. And then you're going to craft a perfect question, which I'm going to give you guys the content of that to elicit a fast and honest reply. And it's actually a really, really simple process. So you're going to take some action, you're going to write that, and you're going to send it, and you'll see the results of that, which I'll show you on the next slide. And then you want to circle back with an offer. So before I show you some of the results, I want to drop a little guide for you called the reactivation framework. You're going to see that pop here on the screen. Just click download and you'll see that. You'll get that guide so you can follow this step-by-step and take action today. And before I move on and show you the results, I want to just give you a couple of testimonials from some people that have run this. You can see the first one that says, hey, large response to the hey, how are you email. In case you guys wanted testing and feedback, definitely most responses by former clients to that one. Just tossing it out there, thanks. So many responses from the hey, how are you email. I had over 20 responses, converted a few, and got some delete raving reviews. So this stuff works. These are live. These are actual results from clients of ours that are using this framework. All right, so what does this look like? It is so simple and so easy. You're just going to get that list. You're going to put that list in email, and you're going to write an email that says, are you still interested in getting fit in 2024? Okay.
You dated yourself with the 2017 there, Mike.
Well, that's my original. That's the original time I did this, right? So you can see that email I sent in 2017 on the right. You can actually see the replies to that email. I sent my list of 400 people. I got about 100 replies, and we activated about 12 of those people into memberships. I probably could have converted more if I actually had a CRM at that point. We had just launched our CRM product back then. I went back when I was doing the screenshot, just for a side note, and I realized there was a few of those emails I actually never replied to because they got inundated. But And then just over here on the right, here's another example of this type of email where it says, hey, Matt, I was just thinking about you and wanted to see how you've been, miss seeing you around the gym. That's really good for a gym that's super personalized with their members. They have small membership, they build strong relationships. You could go a little more sweet, might be the right term, and do something like that. Subject line, you can just put hey in the subject line, or hey, how are you? Just like you would do if you ran into somebody at the grocery store. You'd say hello, you'd say, hey, what's going on? You check in on them. That's all this is. It's just to start the conversation, and you're going to have a lot of success with this. So take that away, do that today, and watch your inbox explode. Okay, I'm going to pass on to Nick. He's going to take over the next couple sections.
Yeah, so the next section we want to talk about your reputation, and this will actually, the sections 2 and 3 really build together. But your online reputation, we're talking about your reviews, everything that you are going to see on Google with your star ratings on the right-hand side or next to your location listing, or on your Facebook page, which pulls into other search engines and properties. We know from every one of you is usually a local business. We do have some remote and online businesses here, but even then you can have reviews and drive value there. But local businesses see a huge response from having strong Google reviews. And they can also see a negative response from having negative Google reviews. 97% of consumers trust reviews because they equate a review to a personal recommendation. It's a yes, I love this place, or no, I don't love this place. Google reviews in particular can boost a visit being an in-store location by 38%, not just a visit to your website, but an actual physical visit to your location by 38%. So it's very important to focus on those. Talking about that, visiting to your website, that increases your click listings to your website by about 56%. And then the key factor here is we know in the gym space, only about 36% of your competitors are investing in reviews. When we say investing, it's really very simple of asking for reviews and then publishing your reviews so other people can see them. Because you can ask, which is great, but if you don't ask and then also publish and put them out there, then you don't build that repeatable business and that foundation. Mike, I can drive to the next slide, right? Yeah, sweet. So one of the ways that I would definitely recommend to do this, as I talked about, asking for reviews and publishing those reviews, is make sure that they are a direct pull from Google, and you can do that automatically. One of the tools that we have built into our system will pull, in this example, is showing you it's pulling directly from your Google listing onto your website automatically. You don't have to do anything. We set this up, it's set up on your website, and it's done. And we can actually set it so it only publishes onto your website reviews of 3, 4, 5 stars, depending on what ratings you want to go down to. So you don't have to publish the negative ones. The negative ones, you do always want to respond to. You want to show some engagement. You don't want to do canned responses, but you want to engage with those customers. Even if it's, hey, thank you for the feedback, we'll work to improve this. Always show some engagement. That way, when users actually go and look at your reviews, they can see that it's a validation point that you're responding to customers. Just like how users now go to your social media profile to validate that you're an existing business, they're also going to your reviews to see if you're responding and engaging with customers there. So that's a great point to continue to build trust with your online reviews. So that's an example of how it can pull in. And then the other piece here is to talk about how you can build your reputation with social media integration, doing it all from one platform. So instead of going from app to app to app on your phone or on multiple devices, especially if you have team members that are assisting you with this, work with a platform that can publish it all from one location. So within Zen Planner, we now have a social media calendar and publishing system where you can go in and pre-schedule your posts on Facebook, Instagram, and a number of other channels, and it all happens in one location. One of the added benefits here is this allows you to monitor if you have other additional team members publishing, monitor from one location, so you can all make sure that you're publishing the right things, the right times, and you're not overlapping. I've seen that happen quite a bit where things just get jumbled up. And you can also measure responses. So if you know that you're posting something on, say, example, Friday, but you're not getting a lot of responses, well, maybe if you change that to Thursday the next week, you might get some more responses. And so building your reputation with reviews and integration really helps bring it all together. And it also, we're saving you time because it's all done in one place. Again, you're not having to log in from device, or app to app and remembering all those logins. I know that's a big problem. So a couple of questions. I'll answer some of those questions when we get back to it. But the other piece I want to talk about real quick was local listings. So we've talked about reviews, but local listings is actually that section over on the right side there where you see Strive Strength and Conditioning. That's my local CrossFit gym. So I said, like, I'm a good member. But with monitoring your local listings, you don't want to just do Google. In our platform, you can actually go into multiple local listing platforms from one position, and you can publish the same content across all of those. That helps to ensure that you've got brand consistency and you've got listings in all of those instead of you having to log into hundreds of different directory listings to publish the same information over and over again. So it's a publishing platform to have the same information go across hundreds of different local directories, including Google, Apple Maps, Facebook, TripAdvisor. All of those big ones are in there, and as well as a bunch of ones you've never heard of. It's highly important to make sure your hours are correct and your phone number very obviously is correct. But your hours can be a big critical factor for some of your members that may come and go or drop-ins if you are a CrossFit gym. Your hours need to match in your local listing as well as on your website. And there's a lot of things that can happen with time changes or closures. So for example, if you have an emergency closure and you have to close for the day, you can log into any platform like ours and put a closure notice, put a notice why you're closed, and then it goes out onto Google, and you can then put it on your social media, and you can hit it on all the channels to make sure all of your users are notified that, hey, we've got a closure, or we're closing early, or we're closing for the holiday. You can go in and pre-schedule all of those things as well. So it's important too that you have that into play, because establishing a consistent local listing will actually help build your reputation because it's consistent and it actually helps your organic performance as well in organic search engines. And then you can publish photos. And so that's really important to make sure you have your photos, your logo, your brand description, all of those settings can be done. And again, we talked about pulling the reviews in. Once you actually enhance your local listing, you'll actually see that you'll increase your reviews because people see it's an active local listing and they'll start to engage with it more organically, not to beat that word over the horse. And this is just an example of how it looks in our system. It's one platform that you can log into, and then it publishes to all of these platforms. I think there's over 100 different directories. Some of them are pretty old, like Yellow Pages, or Super Pages for those who've been around the block like myself. But just because they're old doesn't make them any less important. Google My Business is going to be the first one that's the most important, but anything you put into Google My Business, you want to make sure are consistent across all of the others so that you have that brand consistency for both yourself, your organic rankings, as well as your users. So I would definitely recommend you make sure you take care of your local listings within the feature set. And with that, Mike, I'll kick it back to you and I will jump back in there and answer some questions too.
Yep, awesome. So third section that we're going to talk about is how to accelerate your lead conversions. So it's pretty simple. This chart over here on the left is super important. If you can see a 391% improvement on your lead conversion rate if you call within the first minute. I mean, just a show of hands or in the chat, if you guys want to comment, how many of you actually call your leads as soon as they opt in on the website or on a Facebook page? I've had this conversation many times over the years, and majority of the people I talk to don't call their leads right away. But look at how the engagement rate and the conversion rate changes as time is delayed. All right. And I know how hard it is if you're a single owner operator running your gym. You're probably coaching a lot of classes, you're doing appointments, you're cleaning. We're busy. But if you only have any basic automation like a text follow-up, email follow-up from when those people pop in, you're really missing out on opportunities, because more than likely that person's looking at your location. They might look at a location that's a little closer to them. They might be looking at different types of fitness. So you need to be fast in terms of following up with those leads. Speed to lead is super important. So first, reply quickly. Second, you want to deliver value. One of the things I always recommend and we include in our campaigns or workflows is we deliver an ebook, a high value piece of content. You may have noticed I did this on the webinar. I dropped you a high value piece of content right when we got started. That's super important to start building a relationship, delivering value. Having self-scheduling is super important as well, right? People are busy these days. The world is smaller now. There's so much distraction. If you don't have self-scheduling as an option for people, you're really missing out on getting people to commit to a time with you, right? And I always like to, when somebody would book an appointment with me on my website, I would always, when I called them, I said, hey, if they booked like 2 or 3 days out, I said, hey, I actually have availability today. Could you make it in? I tried to speed up and put that person in through my doors faster so I could catch them while they're in the right state of mind where they're ready to get started. They wouldn't have opted in if they weren't really seriously considering getting started with you. The rule of 13, all that means is really simple. It takes on average about 13 touch points. That could be emails, phone calls, text, until somebody converts. A lot of people stop after the first one. They just let the lead go after hey, I can't get a hold of them. They're not responding. I just let them go. But if you don't have a playbook to follow up consistently with every single lead, you're really missing an opportunity, because I do have some data here. About 20% of leads convert after 2 weeks across all of our customer base. And the gyms that actually do really good lead follow-up that's consistent for those first 2 weeks, and then have some drip campaigns that follow after that, are doing a lot better overall, right? And then personalization. You really want to understand who you're talking to and get to know what their goals are. So include that in your messaging. And if you can do that with one of our tools, like the new engagement features, that's going to go a long way. So little data down here, 77% of leads never receive a call. I drop into gyms all over the country when I travel, and it's amazing how many where I fill out a form and I never get a phone call, and rarely get text messages. I'll get emails. Emails are pretty standard, but there's just a lot of opportunity there. So, all right, we'll check out the next one. This is just a screenshot from the platform. You can see both in the mobile app as well as this on the left is our workflow. So this is what happens when a lead opts into our system, right? Form gets submitted, create an opportunity, we send an email and text message immediately, and then assign a task to a staff member to follow up and make a phone call. So you want to leverage automation to respond fast and nurture those leads. Leverage a mobile app to be able to do this on the fly. We're busy, we're running our gyms. And if people call us, we want to be able to text them back immediately. And so we have automation built around that. And then do that across any channel, whether that's somebody reaching out on Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business, a chat widget on our website. So speed to lead and follow-up really, really matters. Oh, and I have a little guide for you. I'm going to drop in a workbook called How to Get Your Leads to Walk Through the Door. Check that out. All right, so I want to talk about something we are just now releasing. You may have seen this on a previous webinar. This is our branded app that is, you're going to start getting communication. So I wanted to tease this out and why this is so important. Now, most of you probably use the Zen Planner member app and the staff app, but now we have a way to take the member app and customize it to your brand. This immediately builds stronger connections with your customers, your members, makes the member experience really easy, and actually will increase engagement. I have some data that I pulled from, I think it was Harvard Business Reviews where I got it from, but it said the affinity for a brand increases when you have a branded mobile app. And so we're so excited that we've launched this. And if you're interested, I'm going to post a link at the end of the call where you can schedule some time to learn more about this. But builds member engagement, increases loyalty, and every single day they're going to be looking at your brand, and it's just going to continue to reinforce that love for your brand. So super important. We're so excited to bring this out and wanted to share that with you all today. Okay, and our last section, and then we'll get into our Q&A. I just want to talk about retention of more revenue. So we have a lot of really cool payment innovations here at Zen Planner, a couple different services. And we're really excited to share those with you. So we're introducing, we did this back in December, but just a reminder of a new feature called infrastructure fees. If you're not familiar with what that means, if you've ever been to a restaurant and you, let's say you buy your meal, you sit down, you buy your meal, and then you notice at the end of the receipt, there's a thing called, there's some type of processing fee, right? And it might be to cover their credit card processing. It's very common in the restaurant space. It's not as common. We haven't seen this a lot in the gym and the fitness space, but we have released, we're currently in beta, so we're taking beta gyms. If you want to get on that list, you got to connect with our team. But this is coming for people on Zen Planner and Gains, right? And so it's a way to build a transparent fee that you can pass on to your customers, your members, and it will cover up to 3% of your processing fee, right? So there's a lot of details. We got to look at your account specific to walk you through and how we would set this up, but it's super important. It's transparent. It's right there up front. It's a great way to retain more of that revenue. So it's new to the gym industry. I haven't seen this a lot in a lot of areas, but this is a new functionality that we're bringing to Zen Planner and Gains. So I'm really excited for that. And then membership pricing. So many people don't know this, but we have a really amazing service called full service billing. So we have a team here that will work with your members on any failed payments, any past due bills in the last 90 days, and they work on behalf of your team. Think of it as an extension of your team. And so what they'll do is they have a whole playbook that they develop with you, and they go out and they reach out to those members or former members who have had failed payments for whatever reason. Card expired, they got new credit cards, whatever the case may be, they actually work on your behalf. And so now you don't have to spend all this time connecting or reaching out to people. We do that on your behalf. And it's a really, really great service. We have hundreds of gyms that use this, and I wish I was on Zen Planner back in the day, because annually I had somewhere around 4 to 10 grand annually in missed payments. And we would chase people. But it was really cool is they do a blend of outreaches. They also do a blend of retrying those payments for you on your behalf. And they have a 90% success rate on recovering revenue. Super cool service. And the team is wonderful, great people there. The other thing we have is a tool called a card account updater. So if you're not familiar with this, the major card brands, when people do get those new credit cards, you can get it set up in Zen Planner to automatically update those credit cards without any input ever from the client. That is super powerful, because people lose their cards. They get new cards because of the dates. I have one of my cards every year. I have to get a new one, the way the security works on that. And I have to go update subscriptions every single time. And it's kind of a pain. So we have this thing called, it's an automatic card account updater. Does it on your behalf, does it behind the scenes. You don't even have to mess with it. Your client doesn't have to mess with it. It's a really, really nice feature that we can enable for you. So, okay. And then the last thing, I know this is always a sensitive topic. I've had this conversation many times over the years, and it's all about, how do I increase membership? So am I priced to the market? Am I priced to my value, the service that I offer? And then annually, do I look at, is there an opportunity for me to do a price adjustment, right? So what's going on in the market? What's going on in the world? We've had tons of inflation the last couple of years. There's been a lot of money pumped into the economy, and costs have pretty much skyrocketed across all industries, right? And every time around this time of the year, we start getting a lot of questions that come through our help desk asking us, hey, I'm looking at doing a price increase. I want to adjust my bill 2 or 3% across all of my members, or I want to do an increase of $5 or $10. So we did a survey, and we found out 50% of gyms plan an annual price increase about almost 8%. If you haven't increased your prices in a long time, with what's going on in the economy the last couple of years, now is probably a great opportunity for that. It's a really good way to build some a little more profitability in your business, but also cover those new expenses. I know when I had my facility, my rent went up every year based on the CPI with a cap. So, and every year my rent went up 2 to 3%. And that's just how things are. So highly recommend exploring this if you're not doing it. And this is a great time of the year. You know, some people want to give their members time to, you know, that is coming. But we have some playbooks and ways that you can do this. That's cool. That feels honest and authentic to your members, but also, you know, takes care of the business as well. So, okay. So with that, I wanted to just kind of talk about what has been going on with Zen Planner. You guys may have seen that we've done some announcements around our new engagement features. We have made Zen Planner so much better over this past year, right? One of the things we were hearing from gyms all over the country is that, hey, I love Zen Planner because it does member management. It makes my life a little bit easier. I don't spend as much time in it. But I have my website with this company. I do marketing with this other company. I do my texting, my email. I do all these different services, these different things I need in my business. And I do them in all these different areas. Is there a way Zen Planner can help me to just do it all in one, to make it more efficient, to save me some time, and to help me empower my coaches and my staff to execute our day-to-day operations? So back in September, we launched our new engagement features, which includes your website, which includes digital marketing, includes the social planner, automation, AI, all these different really, really cool features. We launched that back in September, and it's been just an amazing new part of what we offer here in Zen Planner. So if you haven't seen it, I'm going to post a link so you guys can go check it out. But a lot of the screenshots you saw on today's presentation are from that part of the platform. So there's just so many really amazing things. It comes pre-built with all of the content, no matter what you do in your gym, whether it's trials, you know, sales appointments, no sweat intros, things like that. We handle that. We also handle that member engagement. And how do I effectively onboard my members in the first 100 days? And then how do I keep my members for long term? And then all those reactivation campaigns. So we've wanted to enhance the Zen Planner product and the experience you guys have with us. And now we have that full solution set available to all of you. So just wanted to share that with you all. I'm going to drop the link to the demo. If you want to book a demo with our team, you'll see that pop up on the screen. And with that, that concludes our presentation for today. So I hope you guys got a lot of value in that. And I'm going to go ahead and Nick, I know you've been jumping in the chat. I'm going to go pull the chat up and see what kind of questions we can answer. If you have any more questions, feel free to type those in the chat.
Yeah, any website or SEO related questions. Stacy has a question in there about payment integration providers. It looks like Stacy just started with Zen Planner, so we don't integrate with Square on that, Stacy. It would be with Gains would be our recommended integration, payment integration on that one.
Yep, Stacy. Yeah, Nick is correct. Stacy, Stacy, just drop your email in the chat because I know you asked me for some website examples, so I'll send those over to you. And I'll make sure you're set up with information around our payments with Gains. So that should be a part of your setup. We tried it. We have majority of our new gyms that come on use Gains. But if you're looking for things like retail, we can also handle retail through Zen Planner. And so you can get rid of Square in that as well. So, yep. Cool. Nick, any other questions that popped in the chats?
No, I think I got them all back, and then we'll circle back with Ben about the Twitter integration and engagement.
Cool. Cool. Well, I'm going to stick on for a few more minutes. I know we're just a little bit over time. So if you guys need to hop, I know it's first part of the year, so we try to keep this session just to 30 minutes. And we're going to be doing webinars pretty much almost every single month, sometimes multiple times a month. So different trainings, different opportunities that we have out there. It's been wonderful 2023 in a lot of ways, and we're excited to kick off 24 with you all. So. Cool. All right. I hope this session was valuable. Hope the PDFs that we dropped, definitely send that reactivation email. You guys will definitely generate some new revenue and get some members back in the door. That thing works 60% of the time, every time. It does. All right. Great. Well, I'll drop real quick. I'll drop my email in the chat if you guys want to email me directly for anything. There we go. It's just mike.weist@zenplanner.com. Happy to help out, and we'll look forward to seeing you all on our next webinar. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.